पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome to the Madhurya Kadambini discussions this morning. Let us again begin with our chanting of the prayers of the Mangalacharan, first two verses. Ridva Prenava Bhakti Shasya Vitate Sanjeevani Swagama Rambe Kamatapatarudahdamani विश्वापगुल्हासिनी धूरान में मरुशाकिनोऽपि सरसि भावाय भूयात् प्रभु श्रीचैतन्य कृपानिरङ्कुशमहा माधुर्य कादम्बिनी श्रीचैतन्य कृपानिरङ्कुशमहा माधुर्य कादम्बिनी श्रीचैतन्य कृपानिरङ्कुशमहा माधुर्य कादम्बिनी भक्ति पूर्वः श्रितातां तु रसं पश्येद्यदात्यधि तं नौमि सततं रूपं नाम प्रिय janam hare. So yesterday, if you remember, we were discussing how there is uneven development of the two leaves, which are Kleshagni and Shubhada. And we also discussed Shubha. Shubha means, all the qualities which Krishna has manifest. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarves tatra samasate sura. Sura means the Lord. All the qualities. So there are the qualities in the Lord which are described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And all these qualities to in a certain degree, the devotee also develops. And how we can know whether we are practicing a Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti or Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. So the Ashuddha Sadhana Bhakti is like step 0 and Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti is like step 1. So from Ashuddha Sadhana Bhakti, we have to come to Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti, Shuddha Bhava Bhakti and Shuddha Prema Bhakti. So we proved that from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And then we mentioned how this unfurling of the two leaves, there is uneven development, like Kleshagni can happen to some higher degree. That is the leaf, one of the leaf is growing bigger. As we practice sadhana bhakti, from sadhu sangha bhajan kriya anarth nivriti, shubhada, like that. So they can simultaneously happen, but there are subtle differences. There is uneven unfurling of the leaves. And those who are sudhibhir, those who are expert, they can discern this. Otherwise, it is very subtle and difficult to understand. So now today we will begin the most important discussion, you can say, uh, although Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has made it clear that the Valli, the creeper, is bhakti, which is jnana karma amishatvena. It is a pure creeper, which is anya bilashata shunyam jnana karmadhyana vratam. But the first stage of development is Shraddha. So, although this creeper gives two leaves in the form of sadhana bhakti, but the creeper has a seed, and the seed is that Shraddha. That is the first stage. Shraddha is the first stage. So, he will describe Shraddha, and this is going to be a long discussion. And let us see how much we can finish today. Maybe we'll require 2 classes for this. Tatra bhakti adhikarina pratamam shraddha. First, Shraddha or faith appears in the person qualified for bhakti. Sa cha tat tat shastrartha drida pratyamaye. Shraddha means to have firm faith in the purport of the scriptures related to bhakti. Pratyamayi means firm faith or firm belief in the meanings and the conclusions of the Shastras. One has to understand the meanings of the Shastras, one has to understand the conclusion of Shastras. You know, प्रक्रम्यमान यतनैक निधान रूप तद विषयकत्वे निर्वाह रूप सादर स्पृहा च. In other words, the desire to attentively follow the process of devotion, yatnaika nidhana rupa, as described in the scriptures with enthusiasm, is known as Shraddha. And Nidhana Rupa Tada Vishayakatve Nirvaha Rupa Sadhara Spruha. With great enthusiasm and respect, we follow the import of the scriptures, we follow the injunctions of the scriptures. And sa means this Shraddha, sa means again here, स्वाभाविकी केनापि बलाद उत्पादित च. There are two types of Shraddha. Sa Shraddha, Dvida. Two types. One is spontaneous, Swabhaviki, and other arising forcibly. Bal Utpadita Cha. So, this is what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur in his paragraph is saying, and this requires a lot of explanation. Especially, when Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says, that Shraddha has these two aspects, Shastrartha Drida Pratame, not just, it's Drida Pratame, and following the injunctions of the Shastra, Yat Nidhana, following the intuition, attentively following the process of devotion as described in the scriptures. First, you have to understand the meaning of the scriptures and the conclusion scriptures and follow the scriptures. Both aspects constitute Shraddha. And this Shraddha is of two types, Swabhaviki and Bala Utpadita. So this is now what we are going to study in detail now. We are going to study in detail. Okay. Tatra Bhakti Adhikari Pratamam Shraddha. First, Shraddha faith appears in the person qualified for Bhakti. To practice Bhakti, you need Shraddha. That is the first qualification. Sacha Tat Shraddhartha Drida Pratyame. Shraddha means firm faith. Drida. In the purport of the scriptures related to Bhakti. So, Tat Shastrartha. Tat means that Shastra which is dealing with Bhakti. So that means faith in the Bhakti scriptures, not faith in the Karma scriptures or the Jnana scriptures or the Ashtanga Yoga scriptures or faith in Karma. No. Faith in the Bhakti scriptures. Prakramyamana yatneka nidhana rupa tadvishaka. In other words, the desire to attentively follow the process of devotion as described in the scriptures with enthusiasm is known as Shraddha. So you can see Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has given two definitions of Shraddha, and both these aspects, when we have not one, then it is Shraddha. Then it is Shraddha. We have faith in the scriptures, but we don't follow the injunctions of Krishna. That means we still don't have faith. Okay, now we are going to discuss about this statements what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is mentioning. First, the prospective devotee develops Shraddha. So Jiva Goswami in the Bhakti Sandarbhas 171, he says, it was said that chanting with or without faith, Shraddhaya Helana Helaya Va, delivers humans. So that is that famous verse from the spoken by Bhrigu. I think it is in the Padma Puran, Shraddhaya Helnava, Tarate Eva Satyam, that is the potency of the holy name. So here, Jiva Goswami gives a clarification. If one acts without thinking intentionally of offense, Helana, when one is chanting, without faith, with faith is, Shraddhaya, Helaya is he doesn't know that this chanting is, the name of the Lord and it will deliver me. He doesn't have that Sambandh Gyan. Shraddha means one who has Sambandh Gyan. So, Helena, if one acts without thinking intentionally of offenses, so just, deriding, seeing someone, oh, they are chanting Hare Krishna and I also chant. So there is no offensive mentality. There's no intention of committing offense. And without wicked intention, he doesn't have any wicked intention of, offending, you know, while taking the name Helena. It does not interfere with bhakti. The Bhakti Devi can manifest because bhakti, if there is offense, even if there is a trace of offense, bhakti cannot manifest in the heart. So this Helena doesn't interfere with the bhakti. But if one intentionally commits offense, this will interfere with bhakti. If one intentionally commits offense, this will interfere with bhakti. And the example is Vain chanted the name of Lord with envy, and bhakti did not appear. In the same way, sometimes the Shakti or the substance is impeded. For instance, the fire's power to burn is impeded by damp wood. The wood is wet, and although the wood has the potency to manifest fire, but it will happen after a long time, you know. So similarly, because of the offenses, bhakti sometimes will not manifest. That bhakti is actually the manifestation of bhakti is the first stage, Shraddha. So here, this point has to be very, very carefully understood that offenses uh, are almost equal to Bhakti Devi, who is the Swarup Shakti of the Lord. I made this point also in the first Pratama Vrishti, that, almost they are equal. So what can really obstruct Bhakti to manifest? And the first stage of Bhakti is offenses. Now here, suddenly it struck me a very important point, and I'm mentioning here that there are, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in his one of his works, he mentions, note down this, you can note down, unintentional offense without Sambandha Gyan. And there is intentional offense Hmm. with Sambandha Gyan. Okay. Then there is, you know, uh, chanting with Sambandha Gyan. Chanting with Sambandha Gyan without, you know, any offenses or some trace of offense, you can say. Some trace is there. And then there is chanting with Sambandha Gyan without trace of offense. Okay. Now, this first category, who are these? Anyone can raise their hands. Who are these first categories who chant, you know, ah, they don't have Sambandh Gyan, but they, you know, don't also commit offenses unintentionally. Yes, Shubha Ikshan Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhu, Kanishta Adhikaris, those who have just started the bhakti process.
Nishtadhikaris. To practice bhakti, you need adhikar and you have to be at least a kanishta, correct? Beginning, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, they have no sambandh gyan only. So are they practicing bhakti, first of all? Are you understanding this point? There is some background disturbance, Prabhuji. Yeah. So are they practicing bhakti? Shubha Ikshan Krish Prabhuji.
No, Prabhu, they have just started the process. So,
See, when they are not practicing bhakti, they don't have sambandh gyan that I'm taking the name. This name, is the name of Narayan.
yes.
So they have not started the process. Where is the question of starting the process?
Yes, Prabhu.
Start the process, you have to have relationship.
Yes.
So then who are these? There is some background distraction. Yeah, you have to sit in a place where there is no distraction. Huh? This is very important. Otherwise, that is also not favorable for our. So, who will answer this? Kapil Dev Prabhuji, yes.
Roji, would example of Ajamil fit in here?
Yes, Ajamil. Ajamil is the example. Ajamil, the classic example, he was not chanting the name of. Why is it not coming? Yeah. Ajamil, he was not thinking himself as a bhakta. And I am chanting the name of Narayan. So this can result in, even Swarga or liberation. Can you imagine that? Because this doesn't impede bhakti. Bhakti can manifest. Bhakti is Swarup Shakti of the Lord. It can manifest on our own sweet will. So bhakti can manifest. And the example is of that Yavana who chanted Haram. He did not chant, Oh my Lord Ram, and he got liberation. So there is no, intentional committing offense while taking that name Ram, that when I'm saying Haram to that hog, I'm actually referring to Lord Ram. If that was the intention, then it would have been, Bhakti would have not manifested Bhakti Devi there. Now, intentionally committing offense with Sambandh Gyan, who fit in this category? Shri Lalita. This is little out of context, but because this point was made, to make it clear, I'm trying to explain. A very important thing. Yes.
People like us, Prabhuji, we take initiative.
Very, very good answer. Devotees. We know that we are chanting Krishna's name. So, what is this kind of chanting called? What is the term? Lalita Mataji?
Naam aparadh, no, Prabhuji.
Yes, it is Namaprad. We are committing Namaprad. And we are going to get suffering because of committing aparadh. you know. So these people, they don't have Sambandh Gyan. They are getting Swarga and liberation. We have Sambandh Gyan. We are taking name of Krishna. And we are going to get suffering. Because when we commit offense to the name, we commit offenses to Vaishnavas also, because we'll take Vaishnavas very lightly and we'll commit Vaishnava aparadha, and because of that we go through suffering. Chanting with Sambandh Gyan without, means there is some trace of offense, is Namabhas. And then without any trace of an offense is Shuddhanam. So here the point what is being made, that for bhakti to manifest, even if it is, first of all, whether there is faith or no faith, but if one, without any intention of offense, while taking the name Helana, or without any wicked intention, then bhakti can appear on its own will and it can deliver him. But if one intentionally commits offense, then bhakti will not manifest. So Vena was, deriding, "Arey, who is that Narayan? I am Narayan here, you know, worship me, So bhakti did not appear, and that's why he went to hell for that suffering, for that offenses. So that's what is being explained. So now, इत्यत्र श्रद्धा भक्ति शब्दाभ्याम आदर एव उच्यते. In these verses, faith and bhakti refer to reverence. So when there is adar, and that's why, adarat, Rupa Goswami is saying one should take the holy name with great care and respect, that he doesn't, while taking the name, intentionally commit offense of pramad. Or how do we come into bhakti? How do we enter into bhakti? Anyone knows? How did we get bhakti? This is very interesting to know. How did we come into bhakti? Sri Lalita Sumukha Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, in the beginning classes you said no, only by the mercy of a Madhyamadhikari we can come into bhakti.
Yes, but still there is some more deep.
Sukriti also, like our past pious
Pious
activities.
activities can manifest bhakti?
But that day you told Ati Bhagyena, that is only for by the mercy of a Madhyamadhikari.
No, but can pious activities manifest bhakti?
No, it can't. Sukriti, I mean, we would have served some devotee without our knowledge.
Then that's not sukriti, that is bhakti. Agyat sukriti.
Yeah.
Bhakti unmukh sukriti. Bhakti unmukh sukriti, that is. But, how did he come into bhakti is, another deeper point is there. Yes, Harsha Radha Mataji had raised her hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it was the same answer what Mataji had given.
But here, there is a hint given here. Can you think about it? In these verses, faith and bhakti refer to reverence. What it really means. Anyone can think about it. What actually happened when you came in touch with a devotee? Of course, he shows his mercy on you, but what was your, the recipient, what was your state? How did bhakti manifest in your heart? Of course, he was giving, but we have to receive it also. So both are there, there has to be both sides. Reciprocation means both sides. Some hint is here in this paragraph. Yes, Kapil Prabhuji.
Is it Prabhuji respect Adarad?
You have Keshav Prabhu is your initiated name?
Yes. Keshav Nath Prasad Das. Yes, Prabhuji.
Pardon?
Keshav Nath Prasad Das.
Yeah. Can you write your initiated name, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Okay, actually.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, by coming in touch with a sadhu, somehow in your heart you had that other respect. And that other destroys your offenses, your sins, and bhakti, it allows bhakti to manifest there. And that's why the bhakti flows from the heart of a, Mahat, and you're receiving. सा तु भगवत तोष लक्षण फल विशेषोत्पत्तौ अनादर लक्षण तद विघ्नतया अपराधस्य निरसन परः. This respect destroys the offense which produces disrespect. So when you disrespect a Vaishnava, you commit an offense. And then bhakti doesn't manifest. But when we all have experienced that when we initially came to bhakti, we were very respectful to all the devotees, and that respect destroys the offense, and bhakti gradually starts manifesting. In order to produce excellent results, vishesho utpahado, another lakshana tad vignataya, in the form of Lord's satisfaction. Nirasana para. The Lord becomes very, very merciful when his devotees are respected. So that, is the how the prospective candidate develops Shraddha. I hope you are able to understand this point. So now, with respect to this, if you have any questions, I'm going stage by stage, step by step. Any questions you have? Yes, Sri Lalita Sumukha Mataji. Mukhi. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, here it's written first the prospective devotee develops Shraddha. But now also after having that Sambandha, now if we still respect devotees, we will still get bhakti, no? Even
Yes,
now?
there is a development of bhakti which is happening. That initial bhakti is there. But there is
Yeah.
a development of bhakti which has to happen, by which we get very firm faith in bhakti. That is understanding the conclusions of Shastras. And we will come to that little ahead, that we develop that Shastriya Shraddha, by which we, we come to the point of Sarva Dharman Paritejya. From there, Shuddha Bhakti begins. So there is the initial faith, which is not, pure bhakti, you can say. There is difference, So now also when we more respect to the devotees, other, and there is a development of faith happening. That's the point. Is it clear?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay, now let's go ahead. Okay. Faith is needed everywhere. What do you mean that for practicing bhakti you need faith? अत एव यद्यपि ज्ञान कर्मयोरपि श्रद्धया अपेक्षतस्य एव ताम विना बहिरंत सम्यक प्रवृत्त अनुपत्तते तथापि अत्र श्रद्धा मात्रस्य कर्णत्वेन विशेषता तद अंगीकार. दो ज्ञान एंड कर्म, यद्यपि ज्ञान कर्मयोरपि डिपेंड ऑन फेथ श्रद्धया अपेक्षतस्य, since without that internal and external inclination will not arise. Eva tam vina bahir anta samyak pravritti anupetas tatapi atra. In this case, bhakti, faith alone is the cause. Shraddha matrasya karnatvena visheshatad angikara. That is its speciality, visheshata. So when one doesn't have, one has to have faith even to do karma. A businessman, I'm just giving a businessman, if he doesn't have that faith that, I will invest this money and I'll work hard and I will, expand the company and ultimately get, profits, because he has that desire for the fruits. If he doesn't have that enthusiasm in his this and faith in his beliefs, then he will not succeed. So I'm giving a mundane karmi example, but similarly in the karma yoga path or in the jnana yoga path, without that faith, one cannot make progress. And that is the adhikar also to practice karma or jnana. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 3.3, he makes this clear. Lokesmin dvida nishta pura prokta mayanaga jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. Lokes mean in this world, Dvida Nishta. Nishta Prabhupada is saying your faith. And I have spoken about this. Prokta, Mayanaga, O sinless one. Gyan Yogena, by the linking process of Gyan. Gyan Yogena Sankyanam or Karma Yogena Yoginam. So for karma, you have your conditioned nature, and you act as per a condition, but you should act how? Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So that you don't get bound. So there is nishtha required, faith. And by performing Nishkama Karma Yoga, when one becomes Sthita Pragya, then you are qualified to practice Gyan. So Gyan also requires its Nishtha. So that's why there are two types of Nishtha, Krishna is saying. So similarly, for Karma and Jnana, as there is Nishtha required, similarly Shraddha Matrasya Karnatvena Vishesha Tad Angikara. In the case of bhakti, faith alone is the cause, and that is, Visheshatva, that is the speciality of bhakti. Atrapi cha tad apeksha purvavat samyak pravritte artheva tam vina ananyakhya bhakti tata na pravartate. Depending on strong faith, now note down the point here. Strong faith, one is able to perform bhakti. Without faith, tam vina Ananya bhakti will not occur. So we might be practicing bhakti, but that bhakti might be not strong, and that bhakti might not be Ananya bhakti or Shuddha bhakti, which Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is going to speak as that is the first stage, Shraddha, first step. The first step is Shraddha, the second step is Prema. So we might be practicing bhakti, but it need not be Shuddha bhakti. It might be Mishra bhakti. And by gradually attaining, Shastra Artha Vishwas, then understanding the conclusions of all the doubts are dispelled, then, that strong faith, Shraddha Shabde Vishwas, Sudhrida Nishay, Krishna Bhakti Kaile, Sarva Karma Krit, or Sarva Dharman Pariteja. When we come to that point, then Ananya Bhakti will begin. Without that strong faith, Ananya Bhakti will not occur. So here I am giving the Praman, सात्विकी आध्यात्मिकी श्रद्धा कर्म श्रद्धा तो राजसी तामस्या धर्मे या श्रद्धा मत सेवायाम तो निर्गुणा. Shraddha related to spirit is known as satviki. Like when you are inclined towards spiritual knowledge, towards spirituality, that is satviki shraddha. That related to karma is rajasi. Karma shraddha to rajasi. And that related to adharma, irreligion. You need faith, is tamasi, but Shraddha related to my service is nirguna. Mat sevayam to nirguna. Therefore, faith is not a ang of bhakti, but is a special qualification for Ananya bhakti, just as knowledge, desire, and ability are qualifications for karma. So, although to enter into bhakti, to practice bhakti, as in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rup Goswami says, Nar Matra Adhikar. Anyone who is a human being is qualified to take up bhakti. That is the adhikar. Just like in the Magh Mas, which is January, February, anyone is qualified to take bath in the, Prayag, Pushkar, not Pushkar, Prayag. He can take snan. Anyone can come and take snan. So similarly, to practice or to take up bhakti, there is no adhikar. But to take up to Shuddha bhakti, there is special qualification. That is Shastratra Vishwas. That's what, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is saying. There Ananya bhakti, the special qualification is what is designated as Mad Kata Jata Shraddhastu, or Jata Shraddha Mad Katasu. So Jata Shraddha here refers to, Purna Shraddha or Sarva Dharman Parityaja or Shastriya Shraddha. We have faith, but that faith is komal, and it is not, when we say faith, faith means understanding the meaning of the scriptures, understanding the conclusion of the scriptures. So now we are in the development of faith. That is the point. Jat Shraddha Mat Katasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu. That is a verse in the Bhagavatam. Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu. We are also doing some activity based on our swabhav. I like to do this. I know I have these skills. But that is based on the swabhava. So that means you have swabhaviki shraddha also. And you are also practicing bhakti. But, I have this mental inclination, and that's why I'm doing this for maintenance of my body, or, I have this liking. So that's why, to satisfy myself, I'm doing. But I give up all that and just exclusively, act for the pleasure of Krishna. Nirvinna sarvakarmasu. When that happens, that is the qualification for practicing Shuddha Bhakti. That is that first step. And that's why Shraddha is not an anga of Bhakti. This is very important for us to understand. Shraddha is not a stage. Shraddha is the entry door to practice Shuddha Bhakti. Just like, when by Nishkama Karma Yoga, one becomes what is called as a Sthita Pragya or a Jnana Nishta. And then it becomes the entry door to practice Jnana sadhana or Ashtanga Yoga sadhana. So similarly, Shraddha is the entry door. Shraddha is not an anga of bhakti. I hope this point is very clear. Any doubts you have up till now? I'm just going step by step so that we try to understand this subject. It's a very important topic. So any questions you have about this point which we discussed? Any questions, any clarifications? One hand, two hands have been raised. Just give me a minute, please. Just the statement what I made, I just want to just share the slide so that you can understand it. Yeah, I'll share the screen. So what I was trying to say is that, please see this chart very carefully. Okay, I have to. So there are three paths in the Uddhav Gita. It is mentioned, the absolute truth is here, and the jiva now is Vaimukya. Vaimukya means he's turned his face away from the Lord, and he's turned his consciousness towards Maya. Why is it not writing? When I'm turning here, why is it not writing? Some reason, yeah. So the jiva, this is the Lord facing here, and this is the back of the Lord. He has turned himself away, and he has turned towards Maya. Maya Devi is here, and is attracted to Maya. And when he, turns his face towards the Lord, is Samukya. So Samukya, he says, is three types. There are three ways: karma, jnana, and bhakti. And here, karma is the entry door. Karma is the path. Directly karma cannot take us to the absolute truth. Karma, there is an offering to the Lord. So there is turning towards the Lord. And this karma is, usually called as karma arpanam. It is offered to the Lord. Arpanam. So when one performs Nishkama Karma Yoga and becomes a Sthita Pragya, then that state, when one becomes fully detached from the results of karma, Sthita Pragya, and his Jnana Nishta or Sthita Pragya, it becomes the entry door to practice Shuddha Bhakti. Similarly, when one is taken up to bhakti, but he has developed little faith, Ado, Shraddha is there, and he has come in association of devotees, he is hearing the Bhakti Shastras, he is developing faith in the Bhakti Shastras, he has also his Swabhava, and that's why his Bhakti is not Shuddha, it is Mishra. It is Mishra. And gradually, this devotee develops that Shastriya Shraddha, where he comes to the point of, Jata Shraddha or Sarva Dharman Paritijya, this is called as Purna Shraddha, Sarva Dharman Paritijya. So then, this is the entry door for pure devotional service. This is the entry door for pure devotional service. And then this is pure sadhana bhakti, or we had mentioned, Shuddha sadhana bhakti. And then there is sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, anarth nivritti, nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhava, and prema. So here, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is speaking about this stage now, because he is going to describe pure bhakti, not Mishra bhakti. Pure bhakti he is going to describe. So as long as we are practicing Mishra bhakti, we are here only. And when all the Mishatva is gone, bhakti, jnana karmadi amishatvena kalpavalla. So then that is the pure faith, pure seed. And from there, Shuddha Bhakti begins. This is the point we are trying to make. Okay, now, are there any questions on this up till now? Yes, Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhuji, as per understood this, what you explained now,
Hmm.
can we understand Swabhavik Bhakti as sense gratification?
Swabhavik Bhakti, we have our Swabhava, and as per our Swabhava, we are, doing activities, which is karma. And then that karma, we can offer it to the Lord. It becomes karma arpanam. And we can offer, uh, desiring fruits, that I should, I should have a good position in the devotees of community of devotees, or I should have good wealth to practice my bhakti. Or I might say, I might give a donation because I'm doing some work outside to maintain my body. But, I offer the whatever work, the Lakshmi which comes, I offer it to the temple saying that, my Lord, uh, see that, I can get the same salary or get higher salary so that I can serve you. But I can say that, I'm offering this, my Lord, for your service. I only desire bhakti. Bhakti matra kam. So there can be different attitudes in that. You cannot say just sense gratification. It can be different attitudes based on the level of the consciousness of that practitioner. So like that. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah. Any other questions anyone else has? Somebody else also had raised their hands. Shubha Ikshan Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, as you mentioned that Shraddha is the entry door
Mhm.
for this slide. So Prabhu, to reach
Shraddha is the entry door to practice Shuddha Bhakti.
Okay, got my answer.
Purna Shraddha. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So I hope I'm going slowly here, step by step. So the point here, Jata Shraddha. Jata Shraddha is here this. Initially, we get Shraddha by serving a sadhu, and we develop other, and we start hearing from the sadhu, and gradually we take up to practice of bhakti, and there is a development of faith happening. But when we come to this Jata Shraddha, Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu, Shastriya Shraddha, then that becomes the antidote to practice bhakti. And that's why Shraddha is not considered as an anga of bhakti. You can see there are angas of sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, anarth nivritti. These are all angas, but Shraddha is not an anga here. So here I'm giving the definition of what is Shraddha. Shraddha virya smriti samadhi pragya purvaka iteresham. Yoga, faith, concentrated endeavor, celibacy, constant remembering, absorption, wisdom, bhakti, So this is Shraddha, virya. There is, there's a kind of energy. Shraddha is that virya, where there is a kind of energy where we, practice with deep absorption, constant remembrance. So there is faith and there is practice. But then there has to be firm faith. And then there is bhava and prema. So this is the point. And when Vishwanath Chakra Thakur now is defining Shraddha, what is he defining? Is he defining this one or is he defining this one? Who will answer this? When Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is describing Shraddha, who will answer this? Nandini Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Prabhuji. I think initial phase when a devotee enters, it is faith, but with
But my
practice,
question is, when Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is mentioning here, Shraddha means Shastrartha Vishwas. No, which faith he is?
firm faith.
Firm faith. And this becomes the entry door to practice Shuddha Bhakti. This becomes the first step. We are discussing the first step in Bhakti. Now we have faith and we have been practicing, but we have to come to this point. We have to come to this point. I hope it's clear, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. What is Shraddha of faith? Now, this is in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, a very nice definition of Shraddha is given. Shraddha means, complete clarity of the heart. Shraddha chetasa samprasadha sahi janani eva kalyani yoginam pati. A state of mind in which the contamination of doubt has been removed. Please note this. Contamination of doubt has been removed. And the first seeds of favorable attitude towards the object of spiritual practice has been planted. Shraddha chetasa samprasada sahi janini eva yoginam pati. Now, by, Arjuna is presenting his doubts in Bhagavad Gita 3.1, and then he'll present in 5.1, and then it goes on till 18.1 also he presents his doubt, So by all these doubts, Krishna is giving that knowledge. When all the doubts are dispelled, and we have the complete understanding, that is Shraddha. Faith means, there are no doubts. And doubts are like brakes, Shraddha is like the accelerator. You press the accelerator, the vehicle should go ahead, na? But doubts are like brakes. At the same time you are applying brake, the vehicle is not moving ahead. So as long as we don't dispel all the doubts by having proper knowledge, sambandha gyan, abhidheya gyan, and prayojan gyan, Shraddha, Sandhan Tattva, Abhidhev Tattva, and Prayojan Tattva, till then when we don't have this complete knowledge, and only when we have this knowledge, then all the doubts are dispelled, then that is the first seed. Please note now. We also have come across, that initially seed is planted where we start practicing bhakti, but this seed is the pure seed. This is the difference, this is the pure seed. So, faith means removal of all doubts and cultivating a favorable attitude. And this is like Shraddha acts like a yogi's benefactor, Kalyani, just like an attentive mother lovingly protects her child, So this is what is Shraddha defined by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras. So there are two aspects of Shraddha. Sacha, tat Shraddhartha, Drida Pratyamai, and second is Prakramyaneva, Prakramyanmana, Yatneka Nidhana Rupa, Tad Vishayakatve, Nirvaha Rupa, Sadara Spruhacha. Shraddha means to have firm belief in the purport of the scriptures related to bhakti. It also means the solemn aspiration to attentively follow the process of devotion as described in those scriptures. You have firm faith in the scriptures, but you don't follow the teachings of the scriptures. That means you lack faith. That's why Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Agyasya Shraddhadanasya Samshayatma Vinashati. He says in that Bhagavad Gita 4.42, I think. 4.40. Agya means who is not having knowledge of Shastra. Cha ashraddhadhanasya, one who has no faith in the revealed scriptures. First you have to have faith. And then samshaya. You have faith in the scriptures, but you have doubts. I don't trust what the Lord is saying. Aham sarva papebhyo mokshasham. If I surrender, Lord will take care of my sins. I doubt. That's why Shamsya, Samshayatma Vinashati, Krishna is saying. So we have faith in the scriptures and we follow those scriptures. So both these aspects of faith are there. This is one thing you have to understand. Okay. Now very important here. The first aspect of Shraddha. Tat Shraddhata Drid Pratyamai. I don't know what's the time now. Let us see. Oh, another 5 minutes. Okay. Let us complete this first aspect. So the first sign is firm faith in the purport of the scriptures, as it is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kahe Sudrida Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krit Hoye. Firm faith is to render service to the Lord is called Shraddha. A devotee with Shraddha is firmly confident by rendering service. All other obligations are automatically fulfilled. Sarva Karma Krit Hoye. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kare Sudrida Nishchay. He has developed that Sudrida Nishchay. That I need not serve the nation, serve, all these other obligations which I have. So that kind of Shraddha here means you have understood the conclusions of the scriptures. I don't need to, Arjuna need not do his Kshatriya dharma. He can do the dharma of pleasing the Lord in the form of fighting, because that is Sarva Dharman Paritejya. Give up the dharma of Varnashram also, but follow the dharma of the Jiva, the Jaiva dharma, that is to please the Supreme Person. That is Shraddha. So this is the point. This means that one endeavors to gain realizations about the statements in the scriptures and tries to understand them logically. So Shraddha means to understand the Artha, Shastra Artha, and understand the conclusions. When there is firm faith in the teachings, one understands that without worshipping God, life is wasted. When such a faithful person hears about Sri Hari's attributes such as his compassion, his heart blossoms with hope. It then also becomes natural to lose one's taste for sense objects as their temporary nature becomes clear. So we also have developed, liking for the Lord, understanding the qualities of the Lord, and we have also lost a little taste for this material world. But we are battling. You know, maybe this material world is nice. I've been going to yatras. Let me go for a trip to, some, sightseeing place, like that. We have not lost completely the taste for sense objects. A life without worship becomes intolerable, and surrender to Hari is natural. So we have to come to that point that, it becomes intolerable. So these are all the aspects, what is Shastrartha Vishwas, you know. Okay, I'll have to stop here, because time is up. And if you have any questions up till now, I can take up. Any questions, any clarifications? Shri Lalita Sumukhi Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Now, whatever you shared, no, last slide. So, if we hear about the qualities of the Shravanam of Lord Hari, then we can develop this Shraddha fully, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, we have to hear more and more the qualities of the Lord, and that's how our attraction uh, develops more towards the Lord, and we become, not attracted to anything in this world. Mm. I have only attraction to go to Vrindavan Dham or Navdeep Dham and Mayapur Dham to do my bhajan. I don't have attraction to go to Malaysia, Indonesia, or Singapore to do some sightseeing. Along with some bhakti also I'll do there, along with Allah, like that. So like that is still not complete development of Shraddha. I'm just giving an example. Take it in a lighter spirit. Okay, any other questions? Any other clarifications anyone else has? Okay, so we stop here and we'll continue this discussion on Shraddha. It's a very long discussion, and maybe it'll take 2, 3 classes. It's very, very important that we understand what exactly is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur saying here in this purpose. So thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Sri Madhurya Kadambini ki jai. Hare Krishna.